Hello folks, Junkie Rock 13 here. Everything vaping related, it's Junkie Rock 13. My name is Ross Sanders. I'm here bringing you a quick little look at the 8 milliliter Vivi Nova tank. Now this is not being sold at vendors as of yet. This is a first look at it. I did get my hands on one directly from China for purposes of review, and we're going to talk about it, discuss it, show you some differences, and then I'll tell you what I think about it. So let's take a look at the 8 milliliter Vivi Nova and see what we got. Okay, here we go. Here's the close-up of the 8 milliliter Vivi Nova. Now here is a regular size Vivi Nova, just with a purple clear tank. These are very nice. Adds a little color. Plus it allows you to see the juice. Now I know they have the aluminum ones, but you still can't see the juice. And the colors are nice on those, but this matches my wife's purple Provari really nice, and she likes the Vivi Nova, so I stole this off of her Provari while she was sleeping so I could do this video. So here is the 8 milliliter. It is a honking from 510 connection all the way to the top, not the drip tip. It is about 2 3/4 inches, so you can see the difference. I know it's hard to see there, but you can tell about 1.5 times longer. Okay, well, let me just push this one off to the side. And actually, what I'm going to do is pull a brand new tank in here so you can see exactly what it looks like when they come from the vendor. Now this comes with a 2.4 ohm head. Okay. Now this was just one that they sent me for the purpose of reviewing it, and it is not, I believe they are going to come with 3 different ohm heads, but this is just basically for the review. So here is the top cap, and it is pretty much the same exact top cap as the Vivi Nova. Take off the drip tip here. You can see inside. I haven't even used this one yet. Okay. I'm just going to take off the tube. Not the tube. It does have the graduated marks on there. You can see it goes all the way up to 8 milliliters. Can you see that? Okay. Now it's pretty much the same thing as a regular Vivi Nova, except this post right here is going to be a lot longer. But the one thing that is noticeably different in the ones that I received are the coil heads. Okay, what I'm going to do is pull in one of the other coil heads, and this is from, this one right here is from a version 2.5, and this is from a version 1.0. Okay, now you notice they all 3 of them pretty much have the same exact design. What you'll notice on this one, these are pretty much the same size, but the little rubber caps are shorter on the 8 milliliter one. Okay, and if you look down the center, on the 2.5s it has a cone shape going in there, and this one is basically looking like the one that we had from the version 1. I don't know if they're going backwards or what, but that is basically the same design. What you also need to notice is the design of the head. Okay, let me try to get these wicks out of the way. Okay, there's both little O-rings right there at the top of the threads. But on the bottom of the threads, I noticed the difference because I tried to rebuild my Vivi Nova, and what had happened was this little rubber piece down here is totally different than this rubber piece. Now you can still rebuild the 8 milliliter ones. Okay, you see that piece down there? Now if you look at this one sticks out a lot further. Okay, and it's actually a long tube. Now I'm not going to take this one apart and rebuild it because I've already done a video on it, but what I'm going to add, if you want to rebuild this, is what I have done is right here where the wicks go in the head, in the little housing there, is drilled out that hole right down in there. I drilled out the slot a little bit to a 5/8, okay, and that just allows it to wick a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this one back together, and obviously the other big difference is the length of the wicks to reach down into the bottom of the tank. Okay. Oh, let me put it back on the right way. And like I said, this one hasn't been used yet. Okay. There's a close-up of the Vivi Nova 8 milliliter tank. Let's talk about it and see what I think about how it vapes. Alright, so there you have it. Nice little close-up of the 8 milliliter Vivi Nova tank. Now, what I'm going to say is the differences in the coil head, I have noticed, does make a little bit difference in the wicking. I noticed, and that was with this device, or this tank itself. So what I have done is rebuilt it, and I will leave a link to my video on how I rebuilt it, but the only thing that I did differently is I took my drill with a little 5/8 inch drill bit and drilled out the bottom of that slot where the wick goes, so the wick has a little bit more space. Now when I used it straight out of the box, it was not wicking the correct way. I was getting dry hits. It wasn't tasting rather well. But this head was at 2.4 ohms. I was using it on my Provari, and it still wasn't working correctly. So the heads for the 8 milliliter, I'm not really feeling. I tried to put a regular head on here, and because that little extra rubber piece on there, how it sticks out a little bit, they won't work on this tank. So the heads are going to be proprietary for this, as far as I know. With this might be a version 1. They might fix that problem. But it's not that big. This is on a bolt, okay? And here's it right next to the other Vivi Nova tank. It's not really that big. I mean, we are using some pretty big devices. We use this. We got the BAM out there. That's a pretty large device. And then there, the Provari with the extension on is pretty long. So there's pretty big devices to begin with. Then this, it just gives you 8 milliliters. Now I vape a lot, and I vape about 4 to 5 milliliters a day. So this tank will last me 2 days, which is nice if you're going on a road trip. If you're using this on a 650 battery device, like the BAM, this thing will be a 2-3 day device, no problem. But you really have to like that juice to have 8 milliliters in it. I switch up my juice throughout the day. Let me show you how this works with the rebuilt coil. Remember that. Now, I was not getting that much vapor out of the standard heads. So my video on rebuilding the Vivi Nova head, as I said, the link will be somewhere in this video, and you can check that out, and you can learn how to rebuild it. There's other people that have showed you how to rebuild it, other videos. But the 8 milliliter, if you're looking for a bigger tank, this is the tank. If you love the Vivi Nova, and you're a Vivi Nova enthusiast, this is it. But here you go, the 8 milliliter Vivi Nova. One more vape, and we're going to close this up. Okay, one more thing I wanted to add. The air hole is the same as the 2.5. It is right in the 510. I can't even see it right now. Okay, yes, it is right in the 510 connection. I know you can't see it on the camera, but it is in the 510 connection. I thought I had to reverse on my finger. But there you go, folks. 8 milliliter Vivi Nova. And for everybody that is going to VaporCon, I will see everybody down there. If you see me and I might not recognize you or know who you are, come up and say hi to me. I know you'll recognize my face from seeing my videos. Come up and say hi to me, introduce yourself, sit around and talk vape, have a vape together, and just have a good old time. Take care, everybody, and keep vaping. See you all this weekend down in Virginia.